Welcome back, everybody. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. It is Monday, the 16th of August. Want to wish a very happy birthday to Emilio the Sarge Juarez. Thank you for that. Emilio the Sarge Juarez. It's Monday. We had a little Monday cue right there. And then also the biggest of wishes for Papa Romeo. Happy birthday to you. Both of their birthdays are today, so appreciate y'all for, doing what y'all do. Appreciate Papa Romeo for everything he has done. Long life. Been through thick and thin, the ups and the downs, the hits and the mistakes. But it's preseason football, week 1. It was, I think we learned a lot this past weekend, if y'all were watching football. Before we do that, let's just get a recap of the weekend. Producer James is in the building. I had a pretty good weekend. It was, I worked Saturday, celebrated the birthday with Papa Romeo. Sunday chilled out, literally and figuratively. But the rainstorms that came through yesterday, kind of nuts. Had to rearrange some things outside just because the wind was kind of blowing in. But that was my weekend in a nutshell. Pretty low key, pretty chill. But for producer James, what were you up to this weekend?
Dude, I fired up the grill on Friday.
Yeah.
And it just started pouring out of nowhere.
Where's all this rain coming from?
And it was pretty sunny. I totally just didn't see it coming, but got on the little forecast, saw rain was coming later on too. So, but no, I cooked hamburgers, poppers, chicken, fajitas, and I made a little shrimp boil also.
Man, you just cooked it up this weekend, huh?
I did, yeah. My mom came over and my sister and all that. Yeah,
celebrating anything?
Nah, I did.
Just life, man. Just life. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with eating good and hanging out with the family.
For sure.
We actually went to Southside Market in Bastrop. Went out there, got some barbecue from Southside Market. Enjoyed that. Brought it back to the house and did a little celebrating. Had a little cake. I totally broke my diet this week just for Friday or Saturday, just because. I'm trying to get lean. I was watching one of our early videos, and I'm gonna ask you. I want you to look at it. Y'all can go back. This is this is probably the first episode. I was like, what was I? I look totally different.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it's the lighting, maybe it's the length of the beard, maybe it's the shirt with the extra. It's instead of a triple X, it's a 1X, super tight. So I was like, why do I look so different? It was late. I was like, let me watch. Maybe it was because after a few, beverages. But I thought, I was like, why do you look so different now than back then? It could be the lighting. Who knows? But let's get into the football. This past weekend, we had football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yesterday, Ellinger was able to kind of lead a game-winning drive for the Indianapolis Colts. Granted, it's against guys who are probably not going to play in the NFL. They're probably going to be selling insurance in a couple of weeks, but he was able to kind of lead that team back to a late round victory. Messed up a lot of lines, I think, for people who had money on the line for those two games, but he looked good. Jacob Eason, I think, is going to be a lot better. Did anything stand out to you before I get into the guys who I thought totally stood out? How did Jordan Love look to you? I know you saw the highlights.
He looked good.
You did? You think so?
Yeah, I thought
you thought that strip sack looked good to you?
I wouldn't say that he was amazing. Well, for him being a rookie,
he's a rookie now.
Compared to Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's a rookie.
That's very true.
Okay, but for him being a second year guy going out there and potentially having to carry the team this year, I mean, it wasn't oh man, he looks fantastic, but it's all right, okay. That was my attitude. Okay, let me withdraw the he looked good part. I see you staring a laser through me, dude. So I was like, okay. That was my reaction. Take it how you want.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
He did have an MRI. There appears to be no damage. Yeah. He did have a little kink in the shoulder. I think they're gonna have to get, if he goes through this preseason and Aaron doesn't play any, they're gonna get him hurt. That's the way I see it. When you don't have Bakhtiari in there, when you don't have the starting line in there, and these guys want to make I think they want to make a point out of Jordan Love, you didn't deserve to be drafted where you were drafted. That's kind of when I saw what happened, I'm like, guys are playing a little extra hard in preseason than I think they normally would be. And I think that's due to the fact that the whole drama that surrounded the offseason, Aaron kind of did what he did, and I think a lot of people were like, well, if they're going to have to crown Jordan Love this first-round pick in the media, these guys out here are like, we were undrafted free agents. We were 7th-round picks and 6th-round picks, and we're gonna make a statement out of this game today. That's kind of my interpretation of how it went.
Do you agree with that statement? You didn't deserve to be drafted when you got drafted.
No. That's kind of hard to swallow, because it'd be like, did Aaron Rodgers deserve to be drafted where he was? That's why I look at both sides.
Or Tom Brady.
Listen, everybody failed on Tom Brady. Everybody failed on Aaron Rodgers. People failed on Jamarcus Russell. So you kind of have to give and take. Dwayne Haskins is another quarterback. And, time will tell for these other rookies, but the guys that really stood out to me this week were Justin Fields and Trey Lance. Trevor Lawrence, I'm just going to table him for now just because of what I saw out of that Browns game. The Browns, when Baker's in there, they are going to be a lethal team in that NFC North, just the way the defense was playing. So I'm excited to kind of see how Baker gets after it whenever he comes back and has his full, repertoire of receivers so that they can kind of get the ball moved around and spread out. But the running backs look good. The defense looked phenomenal. And then Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields had the biggest win out of the weekend. Trey Lance had a good time. He had that one big throw, but he was going against guys who are third stringers. It isn't going to be big time players. Justin Fields went against the ones. He did well. I thought he played very well. And I'm going to be real quick with my assessment. I'm in this dynasty league, and I told my co-owner, I go, look, this is what I saw from Justin Fields in week 1 and the practice and the training camp. All of this culminated into one thing. Will it be different if he faces the ones like in the regular season? Probably. But right now what I see is Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, those young guys, Matt Stafford. He is a young version, I think, of all of those guys mixed into one. He can move. He can throw in any direction, any arm angle. I think he's a tough guy. He obviously showed that in the playoffs, the college playoffs, whenever he took that hit from that Clemson linebacker, Skolsky, I think his name is, came back and led his team to a victory. So I think the toughness is there, the preparedness, the studious mindset I think he brings to the table. And he's going to be able to sit probably for half a year or longer, let Andy Dalton take the licks, and he's just going to come in. I think it's going to be how Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes was. Same thing with Favre and Rodgers. I think he's going to have that kind of introduction into the NFL. But he looks fantastic. Chicago finally has a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So after so many quarterbacks, there's a stat that they have of the number, of course, Green Bay struck lightning twice. You think so? Like with Favre and then with Rodgers?
Of course.
And the number of quarterbacks that the Bears have went through, that they finally have their quarterback in Justin Fields now?
I think so. And then also with a defensive-minded head coach, if Nagy can just stay out of his way, and I hope the GM and the ownership will give Justin Fields a year or at least half a year to sit and just get acclimated to the game. But Justin Fields did say, it's slow out there for me. And that means that's code for I'm not seeing anything I haven't seen in college. Remember, who did he play in championship games or in the playoff games? He played against Clemson's and he played against the Alabamas. So he's seen NFL-type speed, not position for position, but if he's seeing the game in a normal speed, he's ahead of the curve. And I think that's just due to the fact that, number one, where he played college football at, and then how well he played whenever he was a college quarterback. So the sky is the limit for Fields, and I think a lot of people missed on Justin Fields. And so I thought that San Francisco was going to take him when they had their opportunity to take a quarterback, and they went with Trey Lance. But Trey Lance is going to be a viable option too. But this time I think he's going to get to sit longer, especially if that 49er front, which looks like they were in 2019, if Garoppolo can just get the ball where it needs to go and not turn the ball over, they're going to have a solid run also. The NFC West, whoever comes out of that division could easily play in the NFC Championship. They're so loaded, from the Seahawks to the Cardinals to, we got Stafford in LA. You got Garoppolo in San Francisco. There's so many good things coming out of the NFC West. It's going to be, I think it's just going to be a wild ride as we kind of move forward, seeing through the preseason. A couple of duds. Dallas was a dud this week. Arizona played to win the game. Dallas had it in their grasp. We'll get into that a little bit more probably in our later segment, but overall it was a fun time. Mac Jones, man. I'm really high on Mac Jones moving forward into the regular season. Got these notifications coming through. I'm high on Mac Jones maybe starting. If Cam gets cold, which he didn't look great, but I think that was play calling. I think Mac Jones was getting to go against the, third and fourth stringers. Cam was going against the ones. The play calling, I think, favored a little bit more of Mac Jones than it did Cam. That's why the numbers were a little bit more skewed. But, man, the defense for New England looks real. They look good. Play calling, just go to your strengths with Cam. I think you're going to play action, run the ball with your running backs, throw out of the backfield. I have a high expectation for New England moving forward. Like, I have them probably winning that division going forward. And, of course, everybody say, well, it's just a weak division and what have you. I'm like, Miami's not weak. I know they didn't win this weekend, but they're not a weak team. They are a Bill Belichick type of defense, and not offense, but defense, especially with Flores coming from New England to go down there to coach. So I like them a lot too. And the Bengals didn't really show me much. I was kind of hoping they would show me more. The other teams, nothing really stood out. I want to see more of Burrow, but maybe next week we'll kind of see a little bit more as we move forward. But it's going to be a fun season. This week we got football starting on Thursday. That'll be fun. We'll have, Jalen Hurts against the Patriots. That'll be a big test. He looked good this weekend. If you do well against Belichick and his defense, that'll be something to kind of start nodding your head to, kind of get a little bit more confident, I think. Devontae Smith finally came back from practice or from his injury, so he was at practice. Good to see Devontae back out there. The storylines are going to start writing themselves pretty quick. I think we're going to get more and more entrenched with how the season progresses in a way that's going to be, I hope, exciting. I hope we don't have any injuries coming in. I think that's why Dallas is kind of sitting Dak right now, and Zeke. They're really not playing. CD's not really playing. But like I said, we'll get to talk a little bit more about that before the end of the show. Anything else that you saw on Twitter?
No, not really, man. I was kind of,
You were cooking all weekend.
Yeah, I was cooking. Literally.
Literally cooking. We're gonna get into there's a clip. This damn rule has already reared its head for taunting. We'll get into that after the break. But before we do that, producer James, let everybody know if they want to catch the show at work or on the way to work, how they can do that, and find us on other platforms if you like it. Tell your friends to tell their friends, and then we can all be friends.
Head on over to Spotify, search Paul Rodriguez Show. You'll see the little logo pop up. Give us a follow, turn notifications on. That way you don't miss any show that is uploaded, which is daily.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the Paul Rodriguez Show. We need to have like a show in between shows because we pretty much have a show in between shows, but that's for another day. That's more dark side. We should we? Let me just ask y'all. This if y'all would be interested. Do y'all want to see us get into more polarizing topics, like sports topics that are highly polarizing? If you do, leave us a comment in the chat. We'll look at it. We'll review it. It probably won't be on this platform, but it'll be on a platform. Just because, I don't know, people like to get mad at each other and talk shit to each other. And I hate you over here. And I hate you over here. Why? Because people just like drama.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. People like the drama. I don't know why.
Yeah, they live off of it.
Yeah.
So if you like drama, tune in the dark side of the mic.
There you go. Hey, y'all got something new this week, right?
Yeah. So tomorrow, we're gonna be going live from one of my favorite places, the Lounge.
I know it's your favorite.
The Lounge.
Hashtag no ad.
The Lounge sports
Unless y'all want to
bar
cut a check.
here in Lockhart, Texas. We're gonna be having Elijah, who is a aspiring wrestler, and Rosario Chayo Rodriguez.
Rosie. For y'all that don't know,
Rosie.
I know him as Rosie.
Who is, from AW Austin Wrestling Alliance. AWR. Austin Wrestling Revolution. So yeah, tomorrow 6:30. Head over to Dark Side of the Mic on Facebook or on YouTube.
Or then go to the lounge.
Yeah, or you can go to the lounge.
Hey, are you gonna take Q&A from the crowd? That'd be good, interesting.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Q&A from the crowd, maybe.
We'll see. Well, they got a pool tournament going on at 7:30, so we're kind of like squeezing in.
So what? y'all are this talent.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
So are they?
No, they're not. Are they professional?
Pool players aren't talent.
Are they the talent?
They're playing for money.
That's not what I asked you.
The talent for what?
Are they professional talent? Do you get paid to do this show?
This show?
Yeah.
This show?
Yes.
Yes.
Then you're paid talent. You are the talent. Don't ever let anybody tell you you're not talented.
Fair enough.
You're the talent. God damn, I hate that damn term. All right, guys, let's get back into it. Let's lead off with this biggest hypocrisy the NFL has come down the pike in the last week. Over the weekend, we did mention the Indianapolis Colts taking on, God, I forgot who they took on yesterday. Was it the Chargers? No, it wasn't the Chargers. Anyways, let's run this clip. This is Leary, the rookie running back for the Chargers. This is late in the game, for the Indianapolis Colts. Late in the game, we finally see what it's going to take for
it's LeMay and a first down. And LeMay keeps the legs going. Still moving the pile. That's a
gets
little
up,
of the county
great emotion, carries the pile, just does a quick flex, and gets a 15-yard call.
Yep.
What? Let's look at that one more time.
It's LeMay and a first down. And LeMay
look at the passion and determination to get down there.
Moving the pile. That's a little out of
just a quick little flex, turns away, walks off, throws the ball to the official like you're supposed to. 15-yard bullshit-ass call for no reason. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for this to be called in this instance. I was curious. They were going to call first down completions. They were going to call spinning the ball. But what it looks like now is anything done, any type of movement toward another human, it's going to be a flag. And I was like, why did they want to call this? Why did this kind of happen? And we've dabbled in it. We dabbled in the reason. And I come back to the conclusion is it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fucking fault. It's Tampa's fucking fault. And Kansas City's fucking fault. Two reasons why. When Kansas City played Tampa Bay and Tyreek threw the deuce.
Oh, okay.
And Tyreek threw the deuce.
Where is he going with
when
this?
Tyreek threw the deuce to that DB, and then we come full circle, and Tom Brady and Tyrann Mathieu get into their little exchange, and then when the DB intercepts Mahomes and does the two fingers to Tyreek in the game of games, in the Super Bowl, all that happened. Except for the Tyreek deuce. And I'm like, I bet you the NFL was mortified. Our precious Super Bowl was tainted with unsportsmanlike conduct from Tom Brady and Tyrann Mathieu and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. God forbid men act like men in a combative, ultimate sport of will. God forbid.
I think it was more tainted whenever they threw the Lombardi Trophy from boat to boat.
No shit. We're not even there yet. They're going to probably, you can't have parades anymore because there's a risk of Lombardi drowning. Get real.
Okay, so hypothetically, what if Gronk had dropped the Lombardi Trophy and it would have fell?
They just replaced it.
You think there would have been an even bigger outrage?
Somebody would have gone to get it. There would have been a diver to go get it.
People would have been pissed.
Oh yeah, people would have been pissed. But it would have been the biggest story that probably would have covered up Aaron Rodgers' drama for a little while. It would have just
dude, why do you gotta keep prodding me, man?
What? It's just, but that's factual. That was going on right when this whole drama started for Aaron. Okay. That would have carried the storm, or that would have weathered the storm for him in the beginning. And I'm just, look, if that did drop, God, it would have been crazy. But it would have been a fun story to talk about. It would have been more like, look, they probably would have outlawed river parades.
Would have had a good thumbnail. He dropped the Lombardi Trophy. And then you're like,
he fumbled the Lombardi. Exactly, fumbled the Lombardi. Well, they did. Whose phone was it? I think Chris Godwin dropped one of that Scotty. I can't remember his last name. The receiver. See, I'm gonna prod you again. The receiver who caught that touchdown before the half of the Green Bay Bucks game.
Yeah.
He knocked Godwin knocked his phone into the river.
Oh, okay.
So so something did get fumbled in the river.
Good.
Good. Karma, bitch. But yeah, I went back to it. I'm like thinking to myself, why would the NFL do this? Why would they do this? They did not like that exchange between Tom and Tyrann.
No. They
didn't like the replays of that being showed.
And I think the officials mishandled that exchange. I think they maybe should have.
They called the penalty on the wrong person.
Yeah.
It should have been on both of them. If you're going to blame one, blame both.
For sure.
But it's Tom Brady. It's Tom, I got 7 rings, Brady. It's Tom, I've been in 10 Super Bowls, Brady.
It's Tom, I'm high-fiving referees after touchdowns, Brady.
It's hi, I'm Tom, I trolled the president at the White House, Brady. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm like, that's why I think that got in there, because they're like, how do we not offend Tom, but how do we discourage Tom from acting like Tom? Because y'all think Tom's Mr. Nice Guy. And he is. Tom's a nice guy. And that's why I told you, and I said what I said, if you're a clean-cut player, if you got short hair, you got no beard, you got a squeaky clean image, but you're a dick on the field, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt, game in and game out. But if you're not a squeaky clean player, if you don't have a squeaky clean image, quick with the flag. And that's the way I see it. But I think the NFL, they were like, we got to make sure Tom doesn't pull this bullshit.
Yeah.
And so they said, we're going to do it this way, which pisses everybody off.
Yeah. It seems like that clip that we showed, that the ref was already reaching for the flag before he celebrated.
I'm telling you.
You want to watch it again?
We can pull it up and just kind of watch the body language of the referee. And that's why I said I bet you also, these referees know these players. And what I mean by knowing him is I bet they heard, if I get to have a big play, they're known for having this type of action.
Oh, okay. What it was for was for him doing that to the doing the little like to the guy on the ground. That's what it was. Okay, I barely caught that right now.
Yeah, that's what the flag was for.
Yeah.
But he did one flex, turned around, flexed again, and walked off.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, he gave you one flex.
Yeah, after that first flex, the ref was already coming to watch.
Right. You see him coming in the frame.
So there he goes, flexing. There he's running it. Look at him. He wants to.
But his hand was right there on his hip. As he comes into the frame, he's like, don't do it, don't do it. Yeah. Oh, shit, you did it. I got to throw the flag.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's like, why is your hand on your flag for number one? I mean, what is this? This is going to change the outcome of games. This is going to piss off a lot of people who have money riding on the games. And this is going to take the games into longer duration. The other half of that, in that same game, there was a fumble that went along the sidelines, and one of the Indianapolis players eventually picks it up and runs it in for the touchdown. But what is the controversial part? The controversial part was when the ball was on the sideline, an Indianapolis player had a foot near the out of bounds line and pitched the ball back inside the play. The ball never crosses the out of bounds line. The player never touches out of bounds, but it was ruled on the field the player's foot was out of bounds, therefore making the ball out of bounds, giving the ball back. And I remember that gives it back to Carolina. That was the opponent.
So was his foot out of bounds?
So here's the thing. It went to replay. We have this new replay system implemented that came from the XFL. Slow-mo, we're taking the images out of the producer of the TV network's deal, putting the own image in the NFL so that there's no ambiguity. They fucked that call up. They said the call stands as it is on the field, and they showed replays. They showed a replay of the field angle from the sideline. You see green in between the side of the foot and the athlete and the out of bounds, and you see the ball never go out as he pitched it back. And they said, because they ruled that on the field, Carolina gets the ball where they said the foot was out of bounds because there was no clear recovery by Indianapolis. Therefore, if he touched the ball and his foot's out of bounds, he's out of bounds. The ball is out of bounds at that point. But his foot never touched out of bounds. And they screwed up the replay, which could have changed the game at that point. It changes later. So we had two screw-ups by the officiating in that game. But it's the preseason. Everybody's getting used to it. Nonsense. They're professionals just like everybody else is a professional. I don't want to hear that nonsense. It's just foolishness, man. You can't. It is inexcusable. This is the NFL. This is where men play a kid's game. Get it right or get off the field. That's what they do with the players. Know your assignment or get off the damn field. It's real simple.
Is it always real simple?
It should be. It should be. It really should be.
I was gonna say, don't ask me about fucked up calls because the Fail Mary.
Cry me a river. Ooh, I don't know the song, but yeah, yeah, you're right. Fail Mary.
Those are the replacement referees. Remember?
Yeah, those were the referees that came from the Austin chapter.
Hey, you get what you pay for.
Well, they were on strike, so they did get what they paid for. But those you can thank your local referee association for that because that's where they came from. I remember that game. But you know what? Des caught it too, they say. Hey, you want to bring up Fail Marys? We can talk about all of them.
He did not catch it.
That's what I said. They say 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Okay.
They say.
Okay.
I don't know if he caught it either, but I think he caught it.
Okay.
But I don't know if he caught it. Des said he caught it, but he'd always say that. You know who did catch it? Gronk on the boat. He did catch it. Gronk on the boat did catch it. Let's go to break. everybody. It is Studio 44, the Paul Rodriguez Show, coming live at y'all. Let's just finish it up. Some big news kind of coming out of college football. Spencer Rattler leading off the Heisman. Early polling. I think that'll change quite a bit as we move forward. Bryce Young out of Alabama also on that list. DJ, I'm going to try to not get this wrong. Human Lele, I don't think that's right, but the quarterback out of Clemson. Top 3, 1, 2, 3 in that order for the latest ESPN Heisman poll. Oklahoma, I think, is going to do what Oklahoma does this year as we move forward to the Big 12. 12 days away, college football, 12 days out. Saturday, the 28th of August, it's gonna get kicked off. There's some games there. Once we get close, we'll kind of go over them a little bit. Nothing big on the slate. I think maybe, I think Nebraska and there may be a Big 10 matchup and a Pac-12 matchup at this time. This is the 28th of August. We don't need to look it up right now, but when we move forward, we'll probably get into it. Did you hear about this today? What happened at Texas Tech?
No.
Double Eagle Energy Co-op decided they're $1 billion organization with a B, a billion, not a milli, but $1 billion.
My mind doesn't know what that means.
Trust me. Let's just put it this way. We don't even know what 1 million looks like, much less $1 billion. So let's just leave it at that. But this company came in and they decided to sponsor NIL, the entire offensive line. So God only knows what that offensive line is getting. I would think probably cash, trucks, parties, stuff.
The offensive line where?
At Texas Tech.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember too, Texas Tech is a big, they do, it's a technical school, gas and oil.
Yeah.
And so they're going to probably try to get some of the kids in there to go to the engineering school, or maybe they already are in the engineering school. My tech buddies were like, what offensive line? Basically, because they're not that great. I was like, dude, that's kind of,
yeah. So
it is what it is.
So what do you think about this? Because the first thing that crosses my mind is like, well, what if money makes them lazy? I'm making this already.
Does money make pro athletes lazy?
I don't know. Does it?
I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, think about Dak Prescott.
Not Aaron Rodgers.
Doesn't make Aaron Rodgers lazy.
Certainly not.
Doesn't make Tom Brady lazy.
But these are developed adults. You know what I'm saying?
Who would you what's the difference? Okay, hold on. What's the difference between Zach Wilson getting a $20+ million contract, guaranteed, $20+ million guaranteed, compared to an offensive lineman, or Bryce Young, who's going to get $1 million, Quinn Ewers, who's going to get $1 million in college? Is it making them lazy?
I don't know.
Right.
We'll see.
So you're telling me that there's going to be a drop off because a kid's getting cash to play a sport?
I didn't say that. I said it's a possibility.
I don't think it is at all.
Okay.
I think it's a motivator.
Okay.
I think it's an accountability measurement also. It's like, we gave you this money, you need to produce.
Yeah. That is true.
That's work.
I mean, I'm just posing the question, Paul.
No, I got you. I thought you had legs. I thought we can get into this debate. We can have this conversation.
Come on, man. I'm on your side.
I believe you. I'm just saying that would be a great question for like a NIL debate, like somebody who's pro NIL versus who someone's more traditional. And it's like, so you don't like to get paid for your work. Yeah. That's what I would ask. If somebody said NIL is horrible, it's the worst thing for the sport, this and that, and it's like, well, it's creating a super conference. It's creating more revenue for these schools. You have petty state legislatures who want to call the president of Texas, he'd rather lose to Alabama than, TCU. Where'd I hear that? Maybe at a hearing. That's a true quote. A state senator told the president of Texas, you'd rather lose to Alabama than TCU. And he's like, as long as my budget for my school is $225 million.
Come on, man, hit it.
Last time you called me fat bastard, I ain't doing that shit again.
I didn't call you that.
Yeah, the hell you did.
When?
You're mean, bro.
When?
Mean tweets don't live here no more.
When the fuck did I call you that?
A long time ago.
You fucking sorry,
I'm
bro.
serious. It's all good. I forgive you. I pray to Jesus. I'm into forgiveness. I don't hold a grudge. Or maybe I do. I've been known to hold a grudge.
Hey man, I got respect.
RSPCT. That's a movie coming out pretty soon. Shout out to gosh, what's her name? She's such a good singer. J Hud.
Ain't nobody care. You holding grudges against me?
Nah. If I didn't listen, if I'm mean to you, it's because I like you. But if I don't talk to you, then you know. Petty. Petty with a capital P.
Yeah, I was called a petty thief today.
Why?
Because
I heard the CIA got called too.
Yeah. So me and my girl were eating at Schlotsky's.
Are you gonna incriminate yourself right now?
I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
Okay.
How can you incriminate yourself if you don't give a fuck?
The courts don't really care.
Dude,
about
so
that.
I was eating at Schlotsky's, right? I didn't want to have nothing. Got a cup of water. Dude, they have the smallest cup of water. It's like this, and it's a clear, it's a clear glass.
I wonder why.
It's a clear glass.
I wonder why it's small.
Yeah, I drank a cup of water, and then I went for a second serving. But this time, I was like, a Dr. Pepper sounds nice, just a little bit. I don't want a lot. I just want a little bit.
Just a swallow.
Yeah, so I filled my water cup up with Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
Fucking fight me, bro.
I don't know Slotsky, so I don't have a beef with you.
Yeah, so I was called a petty thief.
Who called you the petty thief?
My good friend Daniel Espinosa.
Okay, Daniel.
Yeah, he always criticizes me.
Does he hold a grudge?
Yeah, he holds a grudge.
Does he?
And he also believes that there were stolen elections and that, all kinds of wacky shit, man.
Stolen elections.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's on to something. Or else maybe you'll be called a dissenter if you start having that kind of narrative.
Yeah. But the funny thing is that he spelled thief Theif the first time. And then
he edited it?
I got a notification and it said Daniel edited his comment.
I wonder why.
And so I wrote in there, I said, hey, I tagged him in there, Daniel. And I said, hey man, I before E except after C. And I put that guy where he's like this.
There's no vowel in that word.
What do you mean?
There's no C in that word.
No, I know, but that's the rule.
Right,
when
right.
You're spelling I and E.
I thought that's what your reference was for.
It's like I before E.
Sure.
Always, except after C.
Do you know why?
No, that's
I don't
just
either.
a rule.
I just asked.
You seem confident. Look at you. God.
Hey, you always got to be confident. You got to be ready to go. You got to handle the pressure. Just saying.
Pressure.
Yep. Coming down on me.
Coming down on me.
Coming down on us. Where were we going? We were talking about football, and we turned into your escapades today.
Yeah. I think we were talking about crab legs, and then next thing you know, I'm stealing.
Hey, speaking of crab legs.
Hey, so let me ask you, Paul.
Okay.
Does that equivalent me to Jameis Winston stealing crab legs?
What the hell does equivalent mean?
I mean, okay, so on this side you have Jameis Winston stealing crab legs, and then on this side you have me stealing Dr. Pepper.
Well, the short answer is yes.
Okay.
But depending on the punishment, because they're two different probably classes, because of the value of the product, it'll probably be different. Like you probably have like I don't know state law, I don't know state code. What I do is sometimes I feel like I was stolen from, because when I go to McDonald's and they give me like a cup, I pay for a combo, right? I pay for a combo and I get to the drive-thru and they give me my drink and it's like that much ice and like that much drink, and it's like that's just petty theft.
Always.
They're stealing my soda.
Yeah.
Why they do that to me? And they give me soggy fries. I was like, what the hell is this nonsense? I better get back. I better get back there and change some things. So now, if I go anywhere, I order a drink, no ice. It comes out cold either way.
Tight.
No ice. You want to steal from me? It's like they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. Can't fool me, can't get fooled again. Shout out GW. Shout out GW and J. Cole.
Dude, my favorite GW clip when he fucking dodges that shoe.
You know that's like the ultimate threat in the Middle East.
Really?
Yeah, that's like someone saying that's like someone giving you the finger if they throw their shoe at you. So, but he ducked it. He was all like,
Yeah. That game on point.
Doug Goose. Champion. Champion.
Yeah,
Shout out to Arnez J. I don't want to go. I don't want to do his whole skit because I got kicked off of YouTube. Shout out to Jack Arnez J. Do you know Arnez J skit?
No.
About his brother?
No.
Oh, I'm going to educate you when we get off the show.
All right.
All right, guys.
I got time now.
No. That's a dark side moment.
Okay.
It's not a Paul Rodriguez show moment.
Okay.
Anything else going on that you wanted to watch? We're going to get into Hard Knocks tomorrow, so I'll be able to enjoy Hard Knocks, and we can talk about it Wednesday. So we'll be off tomorrow. A little quick change of pace. We're going to let producer James lead and host his show, Dark Side of the Mic. Go check him out at facebook.com//Dark Side of the Mic. On YouTube too, right?
Yes, sir.
Twitch?
Not on Twitch yet, but we're working towards that.
Coming soon.
Yeah. Also, we're about to round 900 followers on Facebook, so we're trying to get to 1,000. So tell everybody, tell your mama, tell your girlfriend, tell your side man, tell your
Tell you what?
tell everybody. That's what I said.
Tell your mama and him.
Tell everybody, man. Go follow Dark Side of the Mic on Facebook, man. 1,000 followers, and when we do,
You know you can spend like a $10 ad and get there in like 2 days.
I'd rather just tell everybody.
Well, everybody you knows us.
Yeah.
But maybe they know somebody else.
Yeah.
Like their Saba.
Yeah. And if you like wrestling,
Wrestling.
Rosario.
So
Rosie.
what is this? You look. Your show's a little suspect the past 2 weeks.
What do you mean, man?
A little suspect. We'll continue this conversation offline. But ladies and gentlemen, if y'all are enjoying the show, hit us up on Spotify if you want to catch us there, on YouTube, on Facebook as well. We're gonna try to start doing some new things. I think we need to change up the mojo a little bit. I'm gonna try to see if we can start getting a 3-day guest. Well, it'll be like guest host,
Yeah.
guest co-host.
You need to buy some shit for your desk.
You know, I don't really like shit because when I take one, it'll smell so great, and so. But
I'm
knickknacks.
just gonna start buying you stuff.
Knickknack. But see, I think it's because I'm such a miser. I'm like I'm a Scrooge, man. Like I don't like spending money unless it's like food, drinks, the light bill, the mortgage, the internet bill. I like to spend money on that stuff. I don't like to spend knickknacks.
All right, I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Got you.
But
When I say I got you on knickknacks.
you don't need to have me on knickknacks. We need to have some sponsors bring in some knickknacks. Sponsorship. If y'all want to be sponsors, just holler at your boy. All right, guys. 9:10. We're gonna get out of here. Off tomorrow. Back up on Wednesday. We'll probably have a guest host, co-host Wednesday.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to see if we can get that done. High school football starts in 10 days.
Kicking off. We're going.
10 days
I'm
away.
excited.
It's going to be fun. It's going to go fast. Recon Athlete, new show will be posting. We'll probably have a kickoff the 31st. I think we got some new gear coming. We got some new merch coming on Recon Athlete. We doing work, son. We just need to,
New to me.
I showed you today. I haven't shown the people yet. It's hot off the press, man. The Wizard just blessed me about 2 hours ago. So Recon Athlete, new website will be probably up also the 30th of August. That's probably when we'll start dropping the new shows on that website also. We're out.